So here I am. And for everyone watching in Mexico and in America, I want to say you good morning. And for everyone watching in Europe, I wish you're having a really nice day. And for everyone in Asia and for the other countries, well, I hope you're having a nice um, afternoon, a nice evening. It's really crazy how things are here. Like I can get communicated with you all around the world. So my name is Natalia Fénix. I am a HundrED Academy member and a HundrED ambassador. I am Mexican and I am a dance and a music teacher, currently living in Berlin, Germany. I moved here a year ago to study a certification on dance pedagogics and choreography, and this certification is a program part of the University of Arts. So by now, I think it's really nice for me of looking how's the education here in Berlin and also there in Mexico. So that's me, and today I'll be talking to you from my experience in these years. It's not so much years. No, I've not been working as a teacher for a long time. I've just been here for around 8 years in this journey, this beautiful and delightful journey. Thank you, folks, for telling me that you're happy to hear from me. I'm really happy to sit here online too, and hello to all that are watching also. And well, the topic that we have for today is how to inspiring educators and how to become one. And I'm really happy to be talking to you this day. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is, from my point of view, how important is to cultivate creativity in us as teachers, for it to spread it to our students and our classrooms. And you may be asking, how does creativity has to be, or how is it related on my role as a teacher? Well, it has everything to be, because with the creativity running in your lessons, then you give kind of impulse to your students. So I will talk a bit more about it. So creative for me has to be this point in where you know what are you going to be doing. You know what is your lesson about, but one day or in one session you decide to start it different. You decide that this day you're going to start with a coordination game with your students, and then you will start making them something like this, and then your students, if you're teaching math, they will start thinking, what this has to be with maths, or why is he or is she doing that? But in that moment, you will have the attention of your students, because they will realize that you're doing something different, that for one day you're starting your class different. So in that moment, they will start listening to you also in a different way. So that is how I see creativity is really helpful. And also, when you start getting creative, you also have to be really patient, and you have to observe your students, because sometimes the most wonderful ideas that we can use in our classrooms, they are coming from our students, of observing them, of taking a look on their needs, and then you discover, okay, maybe tomorrow it will be nice to bring some cardboards and then just to make some cubes with them, so they start seeing practical things of our class. So also in this creative creative process of your teaching, there you will find that there is a big door open for improvisation. And I think that is my favorite part of this topic, or of this part of my talk, because when you let yourself be so secure that when you are losing the attention, or where you are losing the you're losing the attention, that will be the word for your from your students, and that they are not getting it. They are not getting it at all. They don't get what is going on in your class. That is the moment. That is the perfect moment for you to surprise yourself, and for you to surprise your students, and to do something completely different that you are used to. So that's how I see that when they start having the confidence that you yourself, you are not asking for something that you don't do yourself, they will instantaneously start feeling confident, and they will start having more trust in their creativity. Because now, and that is something really sad that we're living nowadays, that with all this technology and with all this things going on the streets, or these things going on the world, the kids are a bit more distracted than before. So that will be a really nice way of giving them the chance to use their creativity, and you yourself to discover how creative you can be in your classes. So for this creative part, it will be always to the points that you will acquire that easiest, or the things that you can have on mind for this creativity part, will be that it's always important for you to take care of your knowledge, of what you're knowing, and how you have your knowledge up to date. Also believe what you're teaching, that you know what you're teaching, and you also believe your own teachers. So it's easy to have that as a reference point. And then also to be patient and observe, and to be motivated of what you're saying. That will be important for this creative part. And as I said, the improvisation. And here I already mentioned this part of how to be up to date in our knowledge, or in our training as teachers. And here I'm really happy that Pukraj asked me if I could be talking how the impact, if I will be talking about the impact that dance and music could have when you use them as tool in your training as teacher. Until now, I've just been teaching kids and teenagers, so I teach in a range of age from 4 years until 18 years old. But she made me remember a beautiful thought that I had last year when I was in the HundrED Summit in Finland. And there I thought that one of the most important things on education, if we see education as a triangle, as a equilateral triangle, one of these important parts, is always the teachers. And they are as important as students, and they are as important as parents, for example. So if we take care of us as teachers, and we keep our self on constant training, and not just a training related to our to what we teach. It could be maths or science or Spanish or German, but also that you start having more other knowledge or more other resources, and that's where dance and music come. And why is dance and music so important, or why do I believe they are so really important for us? Is because dance, no, I will start telling about music first, because music, as I saw that with the kids, and as many studies, scientific studies says, music helps with a lot of brain connections, and it helps to create and to reinforce neuronal connections. So when you are having the space um, to practice some music, or to practice music once a week, once a day, your brain starts following some other path that was not used to. So you can start understanding some other things that you didn't understand before. And then it comes dance. Dance for me is the most easiest way for you to connect with your body, because you just start coordinating left, right, arm, leg, your head, your back, and that together or in combination with music gives you as a result to have the perfect combination on making a connection in between your brain and between your neuronal connections and your body. How are you expressing it? So if it makes such a good benefit in kids, it makes the same benefit in us as adults. And actually, sometimes I think we need it more than kids, because they are a bit more closer to the early ages as us. So that's why it's always important that you take that in your way of taking care of your training as teacher, you also can find a physical and a mentally discipline. And for me, in this moment, that will be dance and music. And also some other benefits that you will observe, or that you will experience yourself, is that it helps directly to your nerve system. Your nerve system will get automatically relaxed, and you will get not so you will be able to manage a bit better the stress if you think you are really stressed sometimes because of the teaching or something like that. And also it helps your muscles to be a bit more loose, and to do not be so heavy. It's really beautiful, the things that you can experience when you are using your body and your brain on making some music. So that's why at the end, or as I see it, bringing these both together, these both disciplines, they will help with the point that I was talking before, that it's creativity, because your body and your brain, your thoughts, everything will be a bit more open as before. And you will maybe asking, okay, but which kind of dance can I do, or why dance? I don't move so much. But then if you start making maybe some improvisation, or if you go to a tango class, or you go for anything, the thing is just that you move your body with this music and with the rhythm. And for music, it could be singing. You can go singing, or you can do some percussions, or you can play again the instrument that you learned when you were a kid. The point is that you start practicing this discipline, for them to give you a tool to to your own lessons. And that's the reason I also think they make a great impact. If you use them in your daily training as a teacher, you will have a you will achieve a bigger amount of resources and of tools on your teachings and on your lessons. And it will make your lessons a bit more fun. Your students will get fun, and you yourself, you will get fun. So that's part of that. And then here we will get to the one of the very last point. I think is that when we bring together this creativity, this use of your creativity, your training, the use of your body and your mind, the only thing that can happen from there is that you can become the best version of you as teacher. And then here I would also like to say a couple of things, and if you have a question or if you have now something to say, you can say it here. I have it. I will be talking now the last point that I want to share with you. So as I see it, for this wonderful thing of become the best version of you as teacher, we will just only need the things that I've talked before, and also to be passionate of what you're teaching, to keep your knowledge up to date, and also that you reinforce your commitment that you did in the beginning with your teaching. Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome, Pukrash. Thank you for writing. Oh, thank you. Here I have a wonderful text from Pukrash. He says, thank you. You can see that in the comments. So I'm not done yet. I will take the 15 more minutes. Well, not around 10 minutes, the 10 minutes that I was late. I hope that it's okay, Pukrash. Just let me know if that's okay. I will be ending soon. So, okay, yes. The last point, and how to be the best version of you as teacher, I will just add that it's also really nice and important. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pukrash. Puk says that it's absolutely okay if I take the 10 more minutes that I lose in the beginning. And, okay, I will take them. So, yes, the very last concept that I want to share now is this multitasking concept that we all know, that I think that will be wonderful to bring it to our lessons, to be a multi-teacher, that it doesn't matter what you teach or what you have, what are you responsible for, but use as much resources as possible. That will always be really helpful for our classes. It's incredible. And they doesn't have to be the last wonder of the world. They just have to work for you. And here I will say that it doesn't matter how many resources you have, like in terms of money. You can use any resource, and then your students, they will start taking a look that you are really taking seriously, that you're really taking a commitment on your teaching, that you are sincere, that you're authentic, and that you're empathic with them and with their needs. And in this moment, you will become also the teacher they need, and you will become also the teacher your community needs. And here I will just say that it's always good and it's always fine for you to know that you will make a lot of mistakes, and don't be afraid of making them, because as I see it, being a teacher is also a synonymous of making a lot of mistakes. And improvisation and creativity, the best way of learning them and the best way of practicing them is really making a lot of mistakes. And one day your class maybe didn't work as you wanted, but the next day it will be. And the most fabulous thing is that you will become a really inspiring educator to your students. And I think in this moment, and I will start closing maybe, is that inspiring educators are really important for us in our community, with all the issues that we are living nowadays, with all the indifference for education, or with all the indifference for the childhood. The best thing, or the best tool that we can use to start tackling them and to start getting over of them is to be a inspiring educator, that your students find something in you and they say, well, I want to be like her, or I want to be like him, and that your community, they are trusting you, because sometimes, and that is really beautiful for us as teachers, or as teachers, that we sometimes we are the ones bringing the hope to our communities, because when you have knowledge, then you have hope to go on and to keep moving. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And from my side, I think that will be everything. I want you to thank you for having me this day, and I also want to thank all the team in HundrED for opening this space, and for all the efforts on creating this community for education. And so thank you for listening. I really hope that some of my words made some echo in you, and that they will be helpful for you in your work at school and with your innovations. My name is Natalia Fénix, and you can find me on Facebook and on Instagram and on LinkedIn. And please, if you have any questions, or if you would like to share something with me, or if you have any comments, please feel free. That will be always helpful in this discovering of this innovative path on education, to keep contact in between us, that we are making a difference. And so there I would like to congratulate you, that you are also doing great things. I know where you are, in your country, in your community. Keep doing them, and thank you, because we all need this change on education. So that will be my last words for today, and have a nice day, and I will like to see you in the next time, and have a really very nice day. Ciao.